Dance, I got that heat, let's go.
Good afternoon, everybody. Everyone, thank you for joining us today. Everyone's hanging with us today. Thank you for hanging out with us. Alban, thank you for joining me and getting all the notes ready.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
I give a disclaimer. My brain ain't working real good today. So
he's not in good shape, guys.
I'm going to try to,
he's not having a stroke. Okay. So if, you hear him stop talking, and it's that's not it. But
we'll call.
I'm gonna try to take up the slack if I can.
Yeah, brain's not working as well as I'd like it to be right now. So we're gonna push through it and knock it out. So I certainly appreciate everyone hanging out with us today. I'm gonna run through, give a roll call. I'd like to say hey because we appreciate the people coming and joining us on a show when they could be doing other things, but they find their time to come hang out with us, and that we appreciate it. Steve was here first. Thank you for hanging out with us. Soheil was right behind him. 618 or 619.
619 was out there early, yeah.
Yep. Eddie hanging with us, and Red, he's always with us, and Stuart, thank you for hanging with us, and Bob, Michael, Canuck Gal, she's hanging with us today. Monkey 28. Roger, again, the only YouTube show that is simulcast on Bigscreen as well as YouTube right now. So if you have an Oculus, you can join in on Bigscreen VR. You're able to join in and watch this live right now on Big Screen VR, which is again, we're always breaking grounds. I mean, this show is always doing things that nobody else is doing. So Roger has the room there. You guys, if you have Big Screen, you're able to join that room and hang out with those guys and ask any questions you want during the show. And those guys will answer the questions. They're happy to answer questions if Beach is with him. Theodore, thanks for hanging with us. Mandy, Rojas, man, hanging over there. Yep. Bass is hanging in the show. Luis hanging with us. Who else we got over here? Leon's hanging with us, and he's jumped in a couple of our groups on Telegram. Nice to see him in there. And the links to our Telegram rooms are down below in the show notes. Welcome you to join. That is the best way for getting information. Is joining our Telegram rooms where you're able to ask a question, and there's 1,000 people in some of the rooms, and you're able to get answers to questions that you may have. So it's just a great way of getting help when you need it. Trevor's hanging with us. Celtic Lad is hanging with us. Daryl is hanging. Shrinking Sharon, spoke to her just for a second this morning. Nice to see her. Jeremy, thank you for hanging with us. Da Beach. Yep. Yeah. Oh, Kara. What's up? Kara's hanging with us.
Hey.
She's over there. Hey, my dear.
Oh, how you doing?
She's an old schooler, and I'm not calling her old. Just going to say she's from back in the Noobs and Nerds days with Bob. So great to see her. Patty, thank you for hanging. Kenneth, which I spoke to Kenneth today. He's supposed to get on Oculus tonight.
Oh.
So yeah, he says he's getting on there. Yeah, that's he's supposed to get on it tonight because he's had it and he doesn't do it. So Chris and Tadao, and we also have Next Level who has an Oculus and never.
I'm still waiting for him to play some golf. So
yeah. Sandy, Mark, Bubbles, Noir. We got lots of people. Got tons of Gail. What's up? How you doing? Silent One. So got lots of our folks over here hanging in the side chat. If you have Crazy Canuck, if you have questions, Daldum. See, we got all of our regulars here. So we're up there. So we got something. We got all of our normal people in here, and I certainly appreciate that you come and hang out with us. So we'll go ahead and start hitting on some of the topics. If you have a question, post it over there. I may not get to it right away. I'll do my best. I'm going to
keep my eyes out open as much as I can, but got a lot going on here. Yeah.
So we'll try to circle back around to your questions. So just hang with us. Be patient. One of the big things, let me go ahead and share my screen here. All right, so the big news this week, or just came out yesterday, and I don't believe it's an April Fool's joke, is Ezzerman posted that the repository is closing down. And just so everybody knows, he posted that the repository is shut down. This isn't a situation where somebody got a letter. We haven't heard any of that kind of information or takedown. We haven't heard any of the kind of. Sometimes people get takedown notices or stuff like that kind of runs them out of the community. That's not the case here. It could be stuff going on in his personal real life, but the repository is down. So EzraMan repository, which has been a mainstay for years, and we're talking about EzraMan who's been around as far as I can remember. We're talking 6 or 7 years.
I'm sad to see him go. I really thought it was a joke, I really actually did. I was like, nah, that can't be.
Because it was yesterday that came out.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
On the 31st.
And I figured,
I was thinking, wasn't it April Fool's?
I figured maybe April Fool's started earlier over there, and this is just a bad dream.
Yeah, but I don't. It doesn't seem to be that case. And he has said that he may come back. The repository may be reopened back up at a later point, but right now there is no plans for that to happen. But, the big thing for me is I certainly appreciate all the work that anybody that works in the community that gives of their time, their money, their effort. I give my props out to those folks. And he's been with the community for a long time. And he's just for personal reasons, it's down. So we may see a return of that, but just know that he's safe and sound. Everything's okay with that. But it's the repository shut down, and this is going to affect a lot of things because EzraMan had the repository in his wizard, and he had some add-ons that were under his toolage or things that he did on that. Now those may be affected, but also he housed a lot of add-ons, meaning they weren't necessarily his add-ons, but like other developers or other people worked on a wizards or their add-ons, and they would ask him to put them in his repository, which made it very easy for people to install the EzraMan repository and be able to get the certain content so that those people all didn't have need to get a repository. So we may see in the near future some of the add-ons that were in the EzraMan's repository, we may see them jump into other repositories. So if there's some of the add-ons that were in that repository that you may feel like that you need, be patient. You'll probably hear that they've moved to another repository where they'll be updated. So just hold tight. Give out shouts to EzraMan if you follow him on Twitter or in any of the Telegram groups, to give your thanks. And just know that, real life sometimes takes precedence, and sometimes people have to step back because they got other things to take care of. So, the community is always open for whenever, if he decides to come back, and we'll who knows. But the good thing that I feel like it wasn't a situation where that he was pressured under, kind of closing with letters. So that was a good thing that I kind of, from what I had read, I didn't get that vibe from some of the stuff that I read. So who knows? He may come back, revamp it, redo it. So we'll hold tight with that. And one of the things I wanted, this just brought to mind when I see stuff like this, is how do you protect yourself with add-ons, and how do you have it to where that you have some backups, you have some things that you're able to that you're not reliant on certain things. And I suggest, and I do this all the time, and I don't know about you, Alban, or any of the other people watching, I download a lot of zips for repositories and sometimes add-ons. I will download, especially repositories. I have a library of repositories so that when I do builds, it makes it so easy when I have all those repositories in my build. And I drop them in my build, drop, open up the keyword, and those repositories normally update, and then I'm good to go instead of having to remember all those URLs. Yeah.
Well, I even have another file of all those URLs also. Because,
and I mean,
and I keep it on my phone because it's like when I could go someplace and it's like, oh, it's like you stop at someone's house and you want to put an add-on on, and it's like, oh, what the hell was that repo with? I just have it right there in a file. I could look it up on my phone, and there you go, boom. I put it in and then go forward from there.
Yeah, and that's a good way of. That's a great way of creating yourself some backups so that you have those abilities. Like I said, I have two folders. One folder is nothing but repos. The repo zips. It's a zip of all the repositories inside that I get along the ways. And then I have another folder that's add-ons. Now, I don't download every single add-on, but some add-ons I do. And it just gives me that flexibility. Now, we do know with K19, if you install via a zip, it's not linked to a repository. So if there is an update to that particular add-on, you're not always going to get that. You have to link it. And I think I talked about that early on in when K19 first came out. Yeah. Sometimes you have to link. Make sure if an add-on is, you have it on your device, but another repository has a newer version, you sometimes have to go and link that add-on to that, basically update it via that repository, and you'll get it. So have some backups of this stuff, guys. Have a backup of this. I do another thing I do. I have a small server myself. I have a small server, and that's another thing that I back up. I don't know if you
Yeah,
because you have cloud server. You have a cloud server.
I have cloud service. I don't
Uh-huh.
use it as much as my own other drives I have at
Mm-hmm.
home. You know, that between that and my FTPs, I got stuff all over the place because you
Yeah.
know I'm a data hoarder, as you would say.
Yeah.
You
We
know,
know that. Yeah.
and as you're talking about all of this, you know,
Mm-hmm.
backing up your data, you know, remember what yesterday was. It was, you know, backup day. You know,
Was
uh,
it?
yeah. I had a link
I didn't
there.
even know there's an official
Yeah,
backup day.
yes, it was.
Well, so here we're talking about that.
Yeah, and you know, it's you know, people back up your stuff because you know you never know. You never know sometimes what could happen. You know,
Yeah.
I know it's difficult if you have a lot of stuff, but you know, for those of you that don't, when I say that don't have a lot of stuff, I mean people with stuff under you know 3 terabyte. You know, you could easily go out and get another 3 tera drive and back it up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
you'll be happy that you did. You know, it's a lot harder when you're sitting around with you know
Mhm.
over 100 tera of stuff and you know you need to back it up and the thought of the cost of getting you know another 100 tera of drives is
Yeah.
it costs a lot of money. It does.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
and yeah, that's a lot to back.
And
That's
time
a
to
lot of
back it up. You know,
yes.
that's
Yeah.
another issue. You know, the
Yeah.
time to back it up. But when you're talking, if you don't have much stuff, you know, if it's uh, you know, 800 gig of stuff, you could easily back it up. You could easily get cloud storage. Do something.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't
Yeah,
want to
you
lose
want to
stuff.
have I mean, especially for things that's important to
Yeah.
have redundancy.
Hmm.
And Funster has like I was making that point is, so let's say that add-on. Let's just say and this isn't. What about Nicktoons? That the one
Yeah.
add-on that's that Nicktoons
Hmm.
one. And I
Yeah.
can't remember if that was even on Ezzerman's
Yeah.
repository. But
Everything.
so let's say that you had the Nicktoons repository and it was linked to Ezzerman's, and that's how it got the updates. You'll need to look, and if that is in on an and that particular add-on is on other repositories, you can click on that add-on and say to update, and it will ask you from what repository, and you can click it, that
Hmm.
other repository, and basically now it'll be linked to that repository. So all future updates would come from that second repository, not the Ezzerman that was from before. So just kind of keep that in mind. And again, we're just giving ideas. When I was talking about my cloud service, which I mean, my cloud server, I have small things. I got a wizard on there. My builds are on there, some different stuff. And I mean, yesterday was backup day, and I didn't back it up yesterday. I backed up a couple months ago. But you can create an image from your cloud storage. Now, I don't have a big storage. I mean, I'm not like Mr. Hoarder down there with. I mean, I have a 10 gigabyte cloud storage server, which it's not even full. So for me to back that up doesn't take a lot, and then that gives you the peace of mind.
Hmm.
It's so easy to have backups to reinstall it than not.
Yeah.
So with this type of situation, I thought it was a good point to have yourself some situations, some
Yeah.
alternatives
Hmm.
to keep yourself going. So
And it's the other thing aside about it is because nowadays there's so much junk out there between the ransomware, the
oh
you
yeah.
know the all that other junk. It's out there, and people are losing stuff left and right.
Well,
You know.
we know somebody that lost a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff from
Yeah.
a ransomware getting on some of their drives,
Hmm.
and that happens.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
again, if you're a person that's like some people we know that have terabytes and terabytes and terabytes of data, it's a problem. 95% of us don't have that problem.
Mhm.
95% of us could back up easily onto an external drive, or sometimes another drive on your PC. But just take a little bit of time to create some preventions, some safety measures, because those safety measures for repositories going down or whatever the situation, you want to be able to have that ability to get yourself back up and get rolling again. But I didn't realize it was Celebrate World Backup Day. Look at, I'm talking about this, and then here it is. See, me and Alban, we are like, we're perfect sync, because I didn't even know that it was official backup day.
Because you don't read your homework I send you.
Yeah, I didn't. And I want to say hey to Charles. Charles is hanging with us, so thank you for hanging with us, bud. So, yeah.
Just something I was just gonna say about Trakt had said something about that what was it, 10 terabyte drive or 20 tera.
Oh, Chuck has a point here. Okay, so this is a valid point. And this is another option, and this is a good. This is again, we can all do things in a different way. Now, inside the keyword is a source file. And if you ever gone to your file manager and there's any items that you've had in your file manager and you enter those, and we'll have repositories, we'll have all kinds of stuff, you can save that file. And what Chuck's saying is that he can have that one file and he can have all the repositories URLs into that one source file. It's called source. And you can grab that file and drop it in a build if you're making a build. And he can, and for him who has he's got several builds, he can drop that source XML right into a build. Boom, right in his file manager is all those URLs, and he can click it and go from this repository to this repository. So that is another way of backing up, in he doesn't have to type in the URL itself. It's already in that one file. So that is a great way. That's a great way, a great point, and a good idea. And yes, and Chuck is also right about this. If you have a backup of a repository and that repository shuts down, no, that's not going to help you. But for me, what I was saying about having those repositories when I'm doing my builds, it makes it very easy for me to update or to create a new build. The repository has to be up for me to be able to use that. The situation with Ezzerman being down or going away, that if I had that repository, it doesn't do any good. But if I had the zips for any of the add-ons in there, I could install those add-ons and go with that.
Yeah. You just want to go over the rest of those start things and get them out
I was gonna.
Thanks.
Okay, so Chuck says he lost 500 of his 5,300 shows because Chuck was the one that had a little bit of a ransomware, and it was we talked about that. That was a ransomware, and he has, anybody that knows Chuck, he has a lot of storage and a lot of content, and some of his drives got that we talked about that about a month or two ago with that ransomware that was going around on, what was it, it was certain drives. Was it Western Digital drives or
Digital,
cloud?
Maybe?
Was it the WD Cloud?
The NAS, was it their NAS? Was it?
I think that's what it was the NAS stuff. But
yeah, it was a NAS.
He got hung up on that, but he was able to catch it early, and so it only took out certain drives that he had. But Chuck's got the thing 20 terabyte drive on sale right now for $459. So if you're a person that does want to have a large amount, that 20 terabytes is a lot of space. A lot of space. So $459, which that's down from what they were.
It's down. Yeah, they're coming down.
You can get. Down. I've seen in the U.S. I was following Slick Deals, 14 terabytes. Best Buy had it, and I think Newegg or B&H Video had it for the 14 terabyte was $299 or something like that for 14 terabytes, which is most people, that's going to be more than what you'll ever need. I mean, if you wanted to run a Plex or any, Plex storage, 14 terabytes is going to, do for most people. So, looking through. So we could do core. I usually just use the K word or K19. He needs the name of that. That is Walkabout. Walkabout, Kenneth. It's Walkabout Mini Golf. So you need to definitely check that out. And he's gonna install it via FFA. So let's see the next topic that I was going to bring up. So, but hey, again, shout out to EzraMan for the work that he's done, and certainly appreciate him and hope best. And I don't think he's closing down his Telegram chat. I don't think he's closing down his Twitter, so you'll still be able to see him around. So be sure to give him thanks and appreciate him. 3 add-ons that I would like to say that I've seen updated this week. Codyverse, Patriot, and Asgard updated with some new menus. They're doing some tweaking of the menus, and I know that we had the Oscars last week, right? And there was some requests for the Oscars, and Codyverse is going to. They took Blue's old Oscar XMLs, which she did her XMLs for the Oscars went from the Oscars 1 to I think up to 89 or 90. And it had every single movie and every award, the best picture, best actor, the supporting actor. And she did it for every single year, plus it told it who won. So they have that in Codyverse. I think it's in the movie section, if I'm not mistaken. Movie scraper section, I think. They have it up to 2017, but they said that they were going to update it to fill in from 2018 till this year. They will be updating that. But if you're looking for some of those lists, those are a great way. And the way that she had laid it out, it looks, because it shows you who won. Then every movie that was in that category. And then you go to the next category. And she did it for like every year. So take a look. That should be being updated moving forward in Codyverse in the movie scraper section. So shout out to those guys for their work on that. And again, I had seen Asgard change their menu some. Patriot changed his menu and actually made it a little smaller to make it a little bit more condensed. Remove some items. I think the search section is all in one group now instead of it being a bunch of items. It makes it a little bit easier to navigate through the main menu. So just keep your eye out. You'll probably see some of that stuff is changed. If you create builds, I don't think it's going to mess up your build. But if you're a builder and you may want to check if you've created submenus for certain categories in those add-ons, you may want to double check your build to make sure that those paths are still working. It didn't mess up any of mine, but that may be something you want to check, because sometimes when developers change an add-on and change the main menu, sometimes that will break the path for your build. So any of you guys that have builds that are using those add-ons and paths to that, you may want to double check to make sure it did not break your path in your sub menus, and your whoever's using your build is going to say, well, that's not working. So E3 is canceled again, and I don't know. Did you see this?
And
I know they canceled it last year because of COVID, and then they're canceling it again this year because of COVID, which I thought was kind of strange, and I actually almost thought it might be April Fool's, because anything happens yesterday, today, you're thinking, is this an April Fool's joke? I don't think so. I saw this on a lot of different news outlets about this, and they claim that the reason why they did that was last week. I think it was last week. Last week, there were a number of video game industry professionals reported testing positive for COVID-19 attending the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco. So again, having that convention or that conference last week, and then having some cases breaking out, the organizers of the E3 says, all right, we're going to pull together even more people. Are we going to have more issues? So E3's closed. I kind of hate that, because being a gamer,
I get
liking that. I like
stuff.
the E3.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff, because you hear about new tech, and new games, and you that's where they do the booths that have these cool things. So that's been canceled said that it'll be next year. They hope to do it next year. So I think that the only thing they said that the next thing that's coming up is the Summer Game Fest, which is going to be in June. So they said that that's still on schedule to happen for some of the gamer people. So, E3's canceled. So, we won't have everybody getting together in one place to tell us about all the new tech and new games and, getting up on stage and talking about something new. And talking about gaming, I actually read this. This popped up on my phone earlier this week. And we talking about video cards all the time, right?
All the time.
Because for the last 2 years, video cards, CPUs, hard drives, the price of it has been ridiculous. It's unrealistic. And actually, there is the first video card is starting to be tested that is completely made in China. It's supposed to be they're going to come out with 2 cards. One is going to be for workstations, and one is going to be for desktop PCs. There was no pricing on this, but I want to say they said the smaller one will have 8 gigs of memory on it. And then the second card has 32 gigs of memory on this. But they were running some tests. It's going to run. It's going to be able to run the Vulkan and CUDA, NVIDIA. So it's going to be able to run all your games. Here it is, the OpenCL, OpenGL, Vulkan, and even NVIDIA's CUDA. It's going to be able to run all that stuff. So this may be a great alternative for people that may not want to spend the money on an NVIDIA or something. They're really not in anybody's hands to be able to see how good they are. But the way I look at some of this stuff is, even if this card is not for you, the more cards in the market are going to relieve the pressure of other cards. So if these cards are available, then people buy that instead of running out to go grab a Radeon card or an NVIDIA card. Just gives you more supply. So I thought this was interesting. Again, there's no reviews on this yet. They just released that they were able to, that they did it. Because most of these things are made in China, or parts of them are made in China. Most of it's made in China. But this is a complete Chinese
card.
Chinese company running it, making it. So said the company says it's a young company, 1.5 years old. So I mean, I'm hoping that maybe this can be that $200 to $300 video card. Because right now,
the other one's $1,200.
$200 to $300 video cards are really not. They're not out there.
No.
So I'm wondering how many people in this chat and you all, but I mean, would you be willing if it was a $300 video card that's equivalent to, let's say, a 2060 or something? I mean, would you be willing to invest?
For 3, I'd do it. Yes, but I'd still want something with more power. But I'd still do it, because the prices. I'm not going to give them that kind of money that they're looking for those cards. It's just not worth it. You know what I mean? I'd rather do without, because it pisses me off. It really does.
Yeah, and I don't know. I can't. I mean, I tell you when there's stuff that I don't know about, and I don't know how to review. It says for the S60, which is the smaller 8 gig one, it does 6 T-flops. I don't know what 6 T-flops is. The higher end one, the S2000, it was able to get 12 T-flops. And again, I don't know what that actually means, but for you video card guys, maybe that would be able to understand if that how good that is. But it's let's see. Also the S60. 2048 cores, and the S2000 would have double that. So, what would that be? 4,900 or 4,096. So, I think it's a definite possibility. I'm looking forward to it because we're seeing cards come down, and I didn't put that tab up here, but I was actually looking, and we talked about it the last few weeks. Video cards are coming down, and if you're looking to get a video card, still hold off. Probably the price for everybody to be
happy,
what we can expect to be low, would be summertime or late summer. Yeah, is the projection or predictions for most people, but we're still looking at some of those prices to come down. So if you don't need a video card right now, you probably still want to wait to get those prices, because the card prices are coming down. I mean, it seems like every couple weeks they drop 10% or 14%. Whenever I'm looking at different things, it's like a 10% drop in 2 weeks or so. If we can get close to suggested manufacturer, the MSRP, that's all we're looking for. Remember, we used to get it cheaper than MSRP.
Cheaper than that, right?
And now it's like double the MSRP. So hopefully we'll see that price come down, and we'll be able to get back in it. Because the other thing is NVIDIA released mining cards, cards that are released for crypto mining. Yeah. So I think that NVIDIA was like, hey, we can put some cards out here for just crypto mining. Maybe it'll ease up on our gaming ones or the mid-level cards.
Yeah. Want to talk about next?
Blindside has a question there. Yeah. Hey, if you see those questions, throw it out there. What is the average size of a hard drive for a Plex or MB server? So, what's your thoughts on that, bud?
Now, my thoughts on it are, I guess first off, you have to look at what is it that I want to keep, and how much Am I doing this just for myself, or am I doing it for my friends and family?
Yeah.
Then you have to look at, do you really want to store this stuff? Are you storing it because you like the show? Or is it that you want to be able to have that show because you love the show so much, or you like an actor? A lot of it, all plays into it. So,
and the format that you're
that's a big thing.
If you're a 4K guy or gal, 4K is let's say on the low end of 4K is 10 gigs.
Right, yeah. That 6 tera would be gone in no time.
And it's some 4K goes up to 60 gigs. So that is important. What quality are you doing at 1080 or 720? 720, you're going to be able to keep a whole lot more. Right. And I think your point, your other point about is like, who are you doing it for?
Yeah.
Because if you're doing it friends and family, and then believe me, you add friends and family, and you know what you're going to get? Requests.
Ring. Hello. You have that? Can you get that show?
Yes. Yes. And it's going to be shows that you don't care about. It's so you have to weigh out that. I have a 14 tera that I bought a couple years back. That it's not even full. Now I am not the collector, because I also have.
I remember when you got that one. Okay, yeah. I filled 4 of them since.
Okay. Yeah, well, I've seen your Plex, and yes, I'm sure you did, because there's not a movie or TV show that comes out that he's not going to grab it. But for me, I only have certain items on there,
right?
And so so I have no issue. And I want to say, with Blue, she had 6. Her cloud was 6 terabytes, and then she had the storage here. And you'd be surprised how quick 6 terabytes can fill up if you're getting a whole series, all the seasons of a show. And then you click that you want it in 1080. So, I think for a beginner, someone that's just starting out, if you go that 12 to 20 terabyte, I think that's going to serve the majority of people that are starting out, because you're going to know, give it a couple months, you're going to know if that's going to fit your needs or not. And are you a person that's going to get rid of the stuff you've watched? Because if you get rid of the stuff you watched, then you're always freeing up that room.
You're freeing up that space.
Yep. So it's real important. You have to think about what kind of person or Plex server that you want, how much content, and again, how many people you're trying to make happy with that.
And you don't want to keep pulling stuff off that you're gonna end up saying, "Oh well, I got the show for for my aunt, and you put it on there, your aunt watches it, and then you go delete it, and then your aunt goes and tells her sister, your other aunt, and then now she wants to watch it, and you're like,
see, hey, this is a man of experience. You can tell this man has heard this story before.
I've
so
heard everything. I've heard. Oh, and as we're talking about Plex, so everyone can take a drink. It is Friday. There's a new update, and I know you tried. Tried to do it, but
and I didn't.
We don't know if it. We don't know if it's a block that they're doing. That you can't see it there in Canada. Maybe I figured it was like the snow and ice weren't letting you see it. But
couldn't get through
Plex has a new search feature in there, and I am so happy with it. I can't even tell you, because you go into the search now and it automatically fills out for you as you type in for the search, but it also tells you for every other Plex server that you're attached to also, and it tells you if that's there, where it is. So it's just the best. It's just the best search now. So if any of you Plex users out there, try to do a new search and see how you like it. This was on the Shield for me. I was looking at it on the Shield.
One of the things I've noticed on mine, you can use the search feature in Plex, and it will search through all of the servers that you're connected to, like he was saying. Mm-hmm. One of the things that on mine, I have to make sure that those servers are pinned. Meaning,
no, they don't have to be pinned.
Well, no, mine does. Mine has to be pinned. If it's not pinned, I didn't see it.
Wow.
Because
there's you can tell it to under the search feature, you can tell it which servers you want it to.
But see, the picture I saw on yours, I didn't have that picture.
Right.
And you and I both. My Shield's not old. My Shield's up to date.
Yeah.
And
there was a new update today also.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look to see if because I turned auto updates back on.
Yeah.
So then I went and looked at Plex, and didn't you say your Plex was at 9.0 point something? Because mine was 8 point something.
Oh, so you don't have the version then.
So it's weird. I'm wondering if it was, maybe it's because I'm in Canada and you're in the U.S. Maybe you got it and I haven't got it yet.
Right.
Which happens when we've seen that with the UK. Sometimes they get stuff later. Yeah. So, but you sent me a picture. He took a picture of yours and it looked different on his search. But Plex is getting much better with their search feature. So if you're a Plex user, you may want to take a look at search. And you may be really surprised on what your results are.
It's so neat. It's so neat.
Let's see. So and again on this show we'll talk about streaming options. We'll talk about ways to save you money. We'll talk about things that are a risk. We talk about tech things so we talk about a lot of cord cutting stuff. In Hulu is again losing more content, and we've seen this happening, and it's because we have so many companies now or services, owners of content that are creating their own online service. So let's say that I'm Paramount. Let's say, let's just use Paramount for example. And so Paramount could have rented or gave licensing to Hulu for years. Hulu paid them a royalty to be able to have that content. Well, then when Paramount comes out with its own app, once that contract is out of date and the comes time to renew, we're seeing a lot of shows that are not being renewed on that certain platform, and they're going to the parent platform, which would maybe your Paramount or your Stars or the HBO Max. We've seen a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of content if you're a Hulu user, and you may see soon that losing a lot of stuff. And I was looking, it says It says the deal allowed Hulu to carry Paramount MGM movies like The Hunger Games Part 1, Mission Impossible, Interstellar, Selma on, well, it was actually last week that deal ended. So Hulu was losing hundreds of movies from that studio. And again, like I said, they've got, Paramount's got their own platforms. So why let somebody else have that as their library when you can put it on your own, bring people to your place? So you may see, again, we seeing
spoke
this
of that
shuffling.
like last week, about how this is going to end up happening.
Yeah, and this is a continue, and this isn't going to stop. This is not going to stop. This is going to continue to happen. So you're going to want to, stay on top. So when we talk about new things coming out, CNN Plus comes out. So CNN Plus, which I kind of giggled when I saw this. I'm like, all right, so Charles is getting this. I'm sure Charles is going to pay for this one because Charles is watching MSNBC or CNN all the time. I used to bust on him all the time. We're like, how much news can you watch? But again, there are people that love to watch the news. They love it. So CNN's like, hey, we're jumping on this bandwagon. So now we got a new CNN Plus just launched. We're looking at $6 a month is what the price is going to be. If you sign up right away, I don't know, I didn't read to see if it had a cutoff time. If you sign up right away, April 26th. So if you sign up between now and April 26th, you'll get half off the price, which is $6 a month. You'll get half off for the life of your subscription. So you'll get it for $3 a month. But you're still talking, that's $36 a year that you will be paying for it. But some people are going to want that. So if you're a person that's, wanting to get that CNN, you got to have your news. This may be an option for some people, So CNN going in here, you got live news coverage. You're going to have exclusive reporting, which I thought was kind of fun. I'm like, what do you like? There's some big breaking news, but we're not going to let the regular people know. We're just going to have this, but some on-demand original series, which I guess will be like documentaries and more whodunits. Up to 12 live daily and weekly shows. So we're going to have weekly shows, interactive question and answer from experts. Yeah. So commercial free, unlimited streaming. So CNN Plus, I don't know.
It's a shame on what they're doing,
Yeah. I mean, I do think that, $3 a month is good, but we've talked about getting nickeled and dimed to death. And so how many of my friends and family and people across the country are going to sign up for this? Because like, oh yeah, I got to have that. And it goes right along with all the packages that they've got already. And next thing you know, they're spending 70, 80, whatever.
I could use it on my phone,
Yeah.
You're on your phone. You got the whole freaking internet there,
Yeah, but you got to have it. So CNN Plus launches. So you guys check that out. It launched just a couple days ago. So it's out there. If you're a person who wants to, you got to have it. You got till April 26th. Lock in that price, $3 a month, if that's what if that's your jam. Fubo TV or Fubo is got rid of their starter plan, and now this was one of those streaming services that I felt like wasn't too bad for what you're getting on this program, but they got rid of their lowest tier. So now the lowest tier you can get with their packaging is we're looking at $69 a month. So again, that's high. I mean, if you think about it, that's $70 a month. The Elite is $80 a month. This has the DVR functions. So if you're one of those people that loves your damn DVRs, Fubo does offer the DVR function where you can roll back, catch up, or whatever you want to call it. It does offer that, but you're talking $70 a month. Now, if you're a person that's turned off your cable or satellite because you're spending $200, this may be a good deal for you. But I don't know. It's a bit high for me, but I can see where some people that have cut the cord or turned off cable that they're paying $150. they might be happy with $70. So we're going to see more and more of these services continue to go up because of the content providers,
going after
ESPN,
them.
Disney.
They're losing so much money.
Yeah, they're going to want the licensing to have those channels costing more and more. So these services are going to continue to go up. It's just going to be like your cable TV. So one of the things that I will suggest to people, if you're a cord cutter and you're like, well, I don't mind paying for a service, I'll pay for something so that I'm able to get a service, and I want live TV and stuff. I suggest Sling TV for the price. So basically, if you now they have a package. They have the orange package, the blue package. They have different channels, or some of the channels are a little bit different in each of the packages. Or you could get orange and blue together. It's $50 a month. Right now, well, shit, that's $10 off your first month. So $50 a month is what they're looking for, up to 3 devices. And you get a lot of channels of this. You know, it's going to have your A&E, your AMC, your BET, CNN, so you won't miss nothing on your CNN. Your Cartoon Networks, if you got kids. Discovery is going to be on there. The Disney Channel is going to be on there. ESPN's, all your 3 ESPN channels are going to be on there. FX, Food Network, Fox News, HGTV. So you can go through this list. I mean, that's honestly, this is going to be a majority of the channels that you're going to want outside of the locals.
Right.
I don't think they offer locals. That's where you're going to run into a problem. They don't offer the locals, but they're going to give you all your cable channels. So if you're a person that wants to pay for convenience of a service, Sling TV may be one of those options you want to check out, because it's $50. If you're cutting back from what you were paying $100 to the cable company, you cut back and you're paying $50, well, then that's a savings to you. So, just keep that in mind. I think that it's one of the services. And I found all right, so one of the things came up yesterday. Blue and I were sitting there. We were flipping through what to watch. Okay, so I have the things that I like to watch. Blue has the things that she wants to watch, and then there's the things we watch together. So I can't remember what we were watching, and she goes, I can't remember where to watch it. Was that on Netflix, or was that on Amazon, or, all those kind of things. So I found this website, and you actually use this service, right?
Yeah, I use it. Use it on my phone, actually.
And it's called Just
Watch. Yeah. It allows you to... Yeah, go ahead.
And one of the cool things about it is it's able to tell you what channels a show is on. And you can actually add your shows to it, right? And it will tell you what channel that you have, or even if you don't have it, it can suggest a service to watch that show.
Right.
Let me see. Let me pull up Yellowstone, because that's one that's a popular show. A lot of people pay to pay a subscription to have that particular show. So I'm going to pull that show up. So we have Yellowstone on here. Oh, it's because I've already...
You already have it selected.
Yeah, because I already put my... All right, so you sync this to your device, and you put the subscriptions that you have. And it will tell you which ones of those. And see, since this is telling me that there's 4 seasons on Amazon Prime, but if I want to watch an Amazon Prime, I think I have to pay for it.
Yeah.
It's like it tells you. Let me try. It probably messing me up because of me. I've already entered my stuff in. So let's go to popular. Now these are. So let's go to this one here. Let's go to this. Check out Spider-Man. What's it say for this? So it's telling me that I can buy Spider-Man through any of these services. All right. Let's go to another. Let's go to another one that I think I have. Yeah, I have Dropout. I have Disney. So it tells me it's on Disney, 1 season of it, and it's available. I can watch it through Disney now on my TV, which is cool. If I wanted to watch this, I click this show. It actually opens Disney's app on my TV. And didn't you say that
with Plex, Plex pretty much does the same thing, that you can watch it. It doesn't. I don't know if it will like link back to the Disney Plus or anything like that, because I don't use Disney Plus. But I know that I can, when I'm in Plex, you can add all of the different services that you have. I don't know if it's because of that, you have to be a member that you're paying for it. But you'll be able to, it'll show you all of the different services that you have, and then this way you can watch it through them.
Yeah,
whether it be Kodi or Just Watch or Plex. When you go into the program into Trakt, it allows you to select the different services that you have also.
Yeah, because I didn't install it on my phone like you did.
Yeah,
so,
I did. I put it on my phone.
And
so
this
I
is
can watch
new.
it through my phone.
But yeah, this may be a site if you're trying to figure out, and because it'll actually tell you what channel, what network or app it's on, because so many things are in different apps. So this may be something for you guys to check out. It's called justwatch.com. It's free to sign up. Didn't cost me anything. But a neat little app or a neat website. It's been around for a little while now. This isn't a brand new app, so it's been out. Another one that I saw and I didn't get a chance to really run through it. It does somewhat the same thing. Yidio. It does somewhat the same thing. You can go through and track what shows you're watching, create a watch list, and all that kind of stuff. And it'll tell you what channel certain things are on. So this may be another option for you. Like I clicked on the Moon Knight, and it tells me that's Apple TV. So sometimes when I was thinking about this, is let's say you're a person that's trying to figure out what subscriptions I need to have and what I don't need to have. Put in your favorite shows or the shows that you care about, and maybe you can create a list of the things that that are actually networks or apps that you need for that particular show, because there may be
something you're looking for.
And if once you're done with a show, sometimes turn that app off for a little while. I'll say Paramount Plus. So Paramount had Yellowstone or 1883. I can't remember which one it was that was on Paramount. But once the season's over, and if there's nothing on that app or that service, turn it off for a little while. That's going to save you that $6 to $10 a month. And you can always turn it back on when that show comes back on. I mean, because it may be off air for 6 months before it comes back. So, just keep in mind what you're paying for, and don't pay for everything. I've got links to all these things that I'm talking about here. They're in the show notes. So if you want to find out about Watch, click below. It's going to have a link to it, and you can read about it yourself, see if it fits your needs. One of the other links in here for Tom's guide, it talks about the best streaming services. He gives a very good pros and cons to all the services. He's got HBO Max being a 4.5 stars, tells you what the price is, how many connections you can have, what platforms it works on. The pros, award-winning original programming, top-tier movies, original, and reasons. The cons to it, it's kind of pricey. Content phases out quick or frequently. So you can go through, and if you've got some of these services or you're thinking about signing up these services, read about the pros and cons to it. See, so that it fits your needs, because you don't want to be paying for services that you really don't use. It does a really good job of breaking down each of the services. It's in the description. Descriptions down below. So if you're wanting to check out and find out the pros and cons to some of these services, run down there and check it out, and read up on it. One of the other I mentioned Sling, another low cost or a lower cost streaming service that some people that want live TV may want to check out, and it's this Philo. This is another service. I have family members that use this service. This may be a service that may fit your needs. It's at lower cost. I want to say on here it said $20 a month. I think it's more now because this article is written a little far ways back. I think it's closer to $30 right now. But $30 a month, you're going to get live content, and it even has a DVR function. So if you're looking for something that has a DVR function, this may be something you want to check out. See if it fits your needs. I know one of the pros or one of the cons to this was that the interface for the TV guide wasn't very good. No real sports, stuff like that. So this is just another option for you guys to check out if you're looking for some live TV items that you're wanting to get.
Right.
Without paying for cable TV, I mean, or satellite TV. This is another one of those things. So, I thought I'd toss a question out to the folks over here in the side chat. What are some of the suggestions that you guys would suggest if, for someone that's cutting the cord? What are some of the paid services that you would suggest? What would be a good service? I see, Deacon Mr. Terry Jones over here at Live TV Net, which is a free app. Yep, that works out well. And there are free IPTV stuff. The downside to free IPTVs, they're not always reliable on big events. And we know that with free links, when it comes to big event, it may not be working. So there's the cons to some of that stuff. When you have free don't cost you anything, but you don't want to be trying to watch the big fight or the big show, and you're getting the buffering. So that is a con to some of those free apps. But if you're not paying anything, I guess you can't complain. So I was looking to see what some
I put some stuff on the side first if you want to look at that. You see that stuff there? I don't want to interrupt you before.
Stargate's coming to Pluto TV.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't mind Stargate. I like that.
Yeah, so did I.
I don't know, Alstars, I don't know if that was to me or to one of the other guys that have a build. I've never installed mine on Linux, or I'm not sure about the other guys. So I'm not sure. Update okay, would not play anything. Just suspend. I don't have Linux, so I don't know how that would work. Motorman says me loop. Is that the loop? Is he talking about?
The loop.
Or I don't know if maybe he's doing LOL. So Dalton, Plex, and Tubi. Yep, Tubi is another option for people. Tubi TV. Tubi TV does have ads, so you will get ads in Tubi TV, and some of the ads are quite long. I know when I was testing it, I was like, damn, how long is this ad? The commercial, it's like commercial, and I'm like, Oh, he said mine. Yeah, Motorman, he's got his own service going on. And again, there's also the other option we've talked about with IPTV. There's bukus of options there with different people that have different services, and you're not going to pay that $50 a month. And if you are, you're talk to me, because if you're paying $50 for IPTV, you're being ripped off.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are options, and I was giving you the legit sites, but if you have IPTV, if you have a couple of them, you can drop, let's say $20 a month with two different services together. $20 a month, that gives you two different services. You're going to have all the live content that you would want to have. Roger and you and I have both tried out that $25.
Yeah, a year
for a year.
Haven't had a problem.
Yeah, very little
18,000 channels, you know?
Yeah. $25 a year. Now, there is no support for this. You buy it through
AliExpress.
AliExpress. You buy it through AliExpress. They send you the information via email. And if the channels are down, you're not going to reach nobody. I mean, but to be honest, I
haven't had any down channels.
You can't. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's $2 a month. I mean, if they went down, so what? I mean, so
what?
It's a great option. It's a great extra option. Yeah.
You know, just one UFC night alone, you know, or being able to watch you know, all of your sports games or anything. WrestleMania is tomorrow, you know what I mean? It's gonna be there. You know,
and Motorman, I've actually reviewed Mustang TV. Mustang TV is another one of the services, ran great for me. I did a review on it, ran great. It was a good service. And again, there's lots of options out there, folks. Shrink and share and Pluto TV. Pluto TV is great. It won't have your live content. It's like an internet TV. So you're gonna have, but it's got a lot of channels. I mean, a lot. I mean, it'll have. But it's like stuff that's on a loop.
Worldwide.
But it's free, so you can't complain.
24/7 shows. You know, watch a series.
Alstar must have $5 a month. Never had a problem. Hundreds of channels. So there's lots of options. I don't promote any of those type of services on the show. If people want to message me one-on-one, sure, I'll give you my opinions. And again, take my opinion, don't take my opinion, ask other people. That's cool too. But I usually tell people don't sign up for a super long package until you try it for a little while to make sure that it's going to, try it for a month. And also to keep in mind, any of those services could be gone tomorrow. Any of those services could be gone tomorrow. So if you pay for a year and the thing is gone tomorrow, it is what it is. But to me, you get one pay-per-view. It's paid for itself.
Yeah, it's paid for.
Yeah. So in the Beach, I did do that video on the $25 one, and shout out to Beach he actually got me a subscription for that because. He says, "Do a video. Here's a year subscription," because people were hitting him up like crazy.
But he loved it. He loves that. He's such a helpful fellow.
Yes. And Crazy Canuck, hit us up on Telegram because I think you're in our Telegram groups. Hit up me or one of us, and we'll get you that information and check it out and see what you think. So Monkey says, I run Kodi 18 and 19 on 2 different Linux boxes. Don't use builds or anything fancy and only use the repositories. Okay. So, I mean, Linux does work. Again, I haven't used it myself. I'm building off of Windows. I know my Windows and Android works well with my builds. If I was a person that was going to make a Linux build, I would probably build it myself on Linux to know that there wasn't no issues. No problems. And one of the other points I was going to point out was Trakt. I highly, highly suggest people to sign up for Trakt. You can get it for free. It doesn't cost you anything. It can link to your your Plex, Netflix. It can link to all kinds of stuff, and it's a great option to keep track of what you watch. So if there's things that are coming up that you don't want to forget that's coming up, or you're like, well, what episode was I on? Trakt is free.
Tracks it for you.
It's highly suggest it. They have it for Android too. I saw because I use the Kodi apps when on my phone. Kodi apps, I'm able to access my Trakt through Kodi apps. Through his Android app, but if I'm not mistaken, they had an Android one. Yeah, so they got it for Android, so you can install it right on your Android phone and be able to keep track of your stuff. And it syncs when I'm using the when I'm using it, it knows what shows I've watched.
Even on my Plex too.
Yeah.
You got I use on my Plex.
I don't have mine. Yeah, I haven't added mine to
it?
Plex. No, I don't have it added to Plex.
You should.
Yeah.
That's where I watch most of my stuff.
Well, you're right, because that jacks me up sometimes, because we'll watch some shows
You're watching
on K
on
and some
things.
on Plex.
That would drive me crazy.
I'll go to K and I'm like, wait a minute, I know
I've
seen this
episode.
All right. I was like, oh shit, that's right, I watched it on Plex.
But it should be able. It should scrabble it though.
It should.
Update. Yeah.
If I had Plex added to.
Okay.
I don't have Plex. I don't have Trakt on my Plex. I have it.
You gotta load that.
So I have to add it.
You have to add that in there, and then it'll automatically scrabble it for you and update it.
So yeah, that's a definite. I highly suggest that to everybody. And then like some people will. The other plus, if you install builds, if you add Trakt to your setup and then watch some stuff, let's say you want to try another build or an update and you want to wipe it and start all over again, you re-add that Trakt information and it adds to your library. It knows what you've watched, what you've not watched. So it's a great way. Great free thing. You can pay for a VIP if you want to pay for a VIP, which I know, Blue, you have more features if you have VIP. So you can get more things if you pay for the VIP. $30 a year, but it's definitely worth it. To me, it's a great service. So all right, that's what I had. What else?
No, you had something else. You had.
What did I have?
We were going to talk about. I'll tell you in 1 second here. FileSync.
Huh?
FileSync.
Oh, dang.
That's why I'm here for you, brother.
Because I didn't have a tab for it.
I know.
So FileSync updated to 3.1. Well, it was actually 3.0, but there was a little issue when they did the update. So it went from 3.0 to 3.1. So FileSync went to 3.0, and they added, if you have a FileSync store, I'll call it a store. So if you have one of those FileLink stores, you can add your social media information. So if people that come to your store can be able to follow you on, I think, Facebook, Twitter. I don't think it was Instagram. It was something else. So you can follow you that way. You can also change the order of things. And there was one other thing that it did. Where did I send it to you? Google Drive.
Yeah.
So you're able to link it to your Google Drive was the other thing that it's able to do now. So FileSync updated. Check that if you're a person that used to, likes to have those kind of a store things. You may want to make sure you're updated and check out some of those new features. And again, with the Google Drive, I know that early on, a lot of people like to use Google Drive for their files. So now you can link to Google Drive. So that was the other item I had.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have a tab for it.
Okay, you also had for there's
new
Halo.
Releases.
New
releases. So we had some new stuff came out this week.
Yeah.
So we had new shows came out.
Halo and,
we had Halo came out, and we had Moon Knight. Again, it's going to be certain this genre may not work for everybody. I know right now there's 2 episodes of Halo that are available, 1 episode of Moon Knight. So have you watched either one of those shows,
No,
bud?
I haven't watched them yet. I've been busy.
Yeah. I watched both.
You did?
I actually watched both episodes of Halo and 1 episode of Moon Knight. I like both the shows. Blue liked both the shows. I played Halo Xbox game, but I only played it in multiplayer. Okay. So, but she always did the campaigns, so she knows the characters, and so she's enjoying it. It is what it is. If you're a person that's not into that kind of sci-fi or Marvel stuff, don't waste your time because you're not going to like it. You're just going to bitch about it. Right. But if you're into the sci-fi, Halo may hit that need. There's a few things that were a little bit wonky with me for Halo, but nothing major. Just small things. Moon Knight, since it was only one episode, I enjoyed it. It's definitely Marvel with the little quirkiness, the little jokes, but then the action. How Marvel does.
Yeah.
It has that. I think I'm going to watch both of these shows when they're released. So if people want to talk to me about that episode, I can, instead of you saying that we ruin shows by binging it when the season's over.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try these both shows. I'm going to see who talks to me. And
okay.
if no one talks to me about these shows, then I'm going to say, just wait till the end. So, but hey,
I was talking real shows, but okay, if you want to stick to the Marvel side of things and that stuff,
So I was looking to see what who liked some of this stuff. So I say Gail says she liked Halo. So Heel says it was okay. Oh, Odyssey. Yes, Odyssey is now an Android app. Thank you, Blindseye.
Oh.
Thank you. It is an Android app now. I saw that they had posted it on Twitter the other day. Thank you for reminding me. So now people can have that and be able to pull and watch my videos anytime you want. So I was looking at any. Skull's going to look up Moon Knight. I'm not sure if anybody else watched any of the either of those two shows. Trooper, what's up, bud? Nice to see you. Thanks for your support.
What's up, brother?
So what else? You had some other items that you wanted to bring up.
Yeah, well, let me see here. So I'm just looking at our time so far. That's why. But I guess you want to do the sites, or do you want to?
Oh yeah, we need to do that. Hold on a second. I got to grab the links though.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Let's
see, let me grab. Copy that. Okay.
I just wanted to mention that that Game of Thrones spinoff is gonna be premiere August 21st.
Yep.
Everyone who didn't know, who's waiting.
There we go.
Right.
See, hey, did you see we got a new intro to you now.
Yeah. At the beach, thank you.
Yep. So what's this site, my man?
Which one is Screen?
This is
Screencastify. Okay, I loaded this one up. It takes a little bit to install because it works with your with Chrome. What's that word? The
Chrome browser.
Under the Chrome browser, an extension. It's an extension that you load in, and it allows you, after you have it all installed and all, it allows you to you can like make a video of something, or one of your screens or something, and it's quick and easy once it's up. You can you could give it a check. The website's going to be down below later, and it's right here also to show you screencastify.com. And it's quick. It does make it quick. You don't need any other extra software,
Yeah, because I pay for Streamcast. Because I actually pay for my app, which is Screencast-O-Matic. I pay for it, and now this would be a free option, so you're able to capture.
A free option, yeah.
Capture that and record your screen. All right, and then we have the other one.
Okay.
Oh wait,
I was just looking. I saw Andrew. He's looking to see if anyone watched the Crypto Doc on Netflix. I didn't watch it yet, but it's right there on my list to watch. I can't remember the name of it right now because I'm not looking at my Plex, but it's sitting right there for me to watch it. But it looks really good, so I do want to check that one out. Oh, okay.
What
the
about
other one?
Photo P.
Yeah, Photo P. I'm trying to remember this one now. Okay. Oh, it's an image editor. What did this one do? Yeah, you can. It works right off the fly, so you could, like you say, you work with a lot of like Photoshop files, or all the editing stuff that you would normally do, you can do it right through this, and it's if anyone that works with like raw files that they need to edit, it's right there, right through this program.
And it looks like you can pull.
You can pull everything.
You can pull it from Google Drives.
Yeah.
You can pull it from shared drives.
Uh-huh.
You can pull your images, I guess, from Dropbox.
Yeah.
So if you have your images in other places, you're able to grab it instead of it always being on your PC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we had the other two apps or websites was that Just Watch and that Yodi. So those are the other, or Yiddy.
Yeah.
Those were our other two. So we actually had 4 sites of the week.
Yeah.
All right.
Quickly, I want to mention for Player Pass on Wednesday, our movie this week is the Shadow in My Eye.
Shadow in My Eye.
Yeah.
Or Bombardment.
Bombardment is the other. It's a
Netflix
movie.
Netflix calls it Bombardment.
Yeah. And see what else we had here real quick. Oh, do you want to talk about that pie? That new pie?
I glanced at that. Let me grab that. I glanced at it. I didn't get a chance to really read too much,
but I just wanted to let everyone know the new alternative that's out there.
Well, is it available yet?
I don't even remember. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think it's available. Let's see. Here we go.
If anybody's into miniature stuff, boom, look at that. It's the new mango pie. It's a SD sized raspberry Pi alternative.
4 cores on 1-inch board.
Wow, that's insane.
But then, it defeats the purpose because Raspberry Pi, normally you install it with a micro SD card.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, does this have like a micro SD slot? Like, where would you?
No idea.
Like, where would you load it?
I don't know. Unless that top thing up there is a micro SD slot.
Yeah. I was looking to see if it had.
You know what I mean? That goes up and folds over.
Maximum 4 gigs, DDR3. Looks like it's got.
Think about putting all that on something that size.
There's an HDR it does there's HDR with 10-bit processing. And I don't see anything about how you would actually load it with But yeah, that's pretty small. Small for a new thing. So yeah, that's
the sort of what you can do with something like that,
Yep. In the pipes. You wanted to bring up. You brought up the Google Play Store thing.
Yeah. Which one? I had 2 of them.
That you had that one for the account.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it here.
Here, I'll grab it. Here we go. Google terminated a company's Play Store account.
Yeah, they terminated this guy's account, and because of an employee violated the policy 3 years after the guy had left. So this is what Google's about. How I feel, but I won't say much. But we'll leave the article below for everyone. But it's just what's been happening with them.
Well, they're getting up. I mean, of course, I don't want to say they run the internet, but I mean, they have a lot of power because they own so many companies. Now, it does say that the terminated accounts were reinstated since, but I'm sure that the company had to jump through some hoops.
A lot of hoops.
To get get it reinstated. It said it said a month. It took like a month. So it was suspended on February 4th, reinstated on March 10th.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's when you get Google and sometimes a lot of that is automated.
It is.
And when it's scanning for stuff and it flags you for whatever, boom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I'm done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we've seen that. I was going to bring up that one where you were going to, that one about Vanced.
Yeah.
And we've seen that. I want to say I don't want to say it's a ploy. Let's see. Where is that link at down here? Here it is. Let me grab this, toss this up here. So we know that, damn it. If I can, dang gummit. Sorry, my brain is not.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I clicked. I think I must have pasted it. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
There we go.
All right.
So we know that Vanced was removed from the Play Store. And we've seen this when they remove something from the Play Store. Then the next step, most of the time, people are like, well, I'm not going to uninstall it. I'm not going to get rid of it. And then Google Play Protect steps in with, well, we're here to help you because this dangerous software is on your device. And so now it's being flagged as malware and going to give people the warning that there's, danger, Will Robinson, danger. I could understand that if it was a situation where let's say somebody released a Vanced fork. They took Vanced, re-released it as a fork.
Right.
There's possibility that they could have put something in it. But if you're using the Vanced that you've been using for however long, that, and then now all of a sudden now it's, has malware in it.
It's malware on it, yeah.
And again, could it be scare tactics for people to scare them off of it?
To get them more out of it, off of it.
Yeah. And we know, what was it, 3 weeks ago, Vanced said they were closing because of copyright infringement. That
Google,
YouTube said that they were using their images and the likeness of the icons, and so YouTube was going after them, and then Vanced said, okay, all right, well, we'll just back off. And now it's flagged as that it's possibly malware in it. So, and I know that Google's trying to protect people, but I don't know. I think that some of it may be a little false warnings. Or
you see what Andrew just said there?
What did he say?
Who made Google Protect? TVA.
yeah, it kind of is a way. But and there's it's easy for them to do this, and they have the power. Google owns so many companies, and they're able to use that power to do things just like suspending that account. How many times we've seen people make YouTube videos that were nothing wrong with their YouTube video, but the automated system flagged it as something harmful and pulls the video and then gives the people strikes. We've seen it with Rojas. We've seen it with numerous other YouTubers that falsely flagged. And because everything's automated, and if they find something in there, and now you're having to prove that it's not bad. It used to be that you were innocent to you're innocent till you're proven guilty. Now it's you're guilty. You need to prove yourself innocent.
Yep.
In the Google universe kind of thing. So I don't know. That's a little weird.
Another quick one. I want to talk about Chris Pine. Was doing who was in Wonder Woman. He declined to do the third. I guess he's just fed up with Gal Gadot as I am. You know, I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, here. Damn, have to. Oh man, man, USA Today, you can kiss my butt.
Yup, see you. Forget it then.
Yeah. So Chris Pine, I'm gonna have to back out of that because damn, damn ads, boy.
Yeah.
And with Vivaldi, hey, this browser is great. I mean, it blocks so much stuff.
Yeah, it does.
Let me tell you the downside of Vivaldi. Is it automatically doesn't keep any cookies. So whenever I go to my YouTube page or my StreamYard, it was asking me to sign in every time. So
mine doesn't.
Well, all right. So what I had to do is up in the top corner, you know where the shield?
Right.
If I click the shield and say this site is okay,
then
it remembers the cookies.
Right.
But by default,
it turns them off. Yeah.
Which is good. I mean,
yeah.
But on sites that you go to on a regular basis, if you're going to, Twitter or whatever your websites that you go to and you want to be logged in, you got to turn that on. You got to say, hey, this site's okay, because by default the sites are all off. So So Chris Pine, who he played, what was it?
It's Steve Trevor.
So he doesn't want to be associated with Wonder Woman 3, which is probably a smart thing.
Yep. He says, I wish him all the best. Is all he had to say. So, trying to think if there was anything else. We have sports stuff. Sports this weekend. We have the
NCAA.
NCAA.
We got to NCAA tomorrow. We got NCAA tomorrow. The women are playing tonight. The Final Four women is tonight. So there's 2 games probably on right now. The women are playing tonight. The men play tomorrow. UNC versus Duke is the 9:00 game. So I am stoked on that because will be the 3rd time that UNC and Duke have played this year. The 2 teams have split. They've split the regular season. Duke won at UNC in Chapel Hill at UNC, and then UNC won in Durham. They're at Duke's final game with Coach K. So there is a lot of things with this. Is Coach K, who is the coach of Duke, is his last season. He's retiring. This is a coach who is a Hall of Fame coach, probably arguably one of the best college basketball coaches of all times. He's won 3 gold Olympic, won 3 gold Olympic. So he's great coach. This is his final season, and here he's got to play UNC in the Final Four, and he's probably thinking, damn, didn't I see you guys enough? If you're a sports person, you follow these. They have played since when Coach K first came to Durham at Duke. Duke has won 50 games. UNC has won 49 games. And I saw a stat today on ESPN. The points between the two, between all the points that Duke has scored and all the points that UNC has scored, it's like 15 points difference between the 2 things. So you're massive parity between these 2 teams. And these 2 teams, I don't want to say hate each other, but, I know when I was back home, when I didn't care what kind of season Carolina had, but we better beat Duke. For sports, you have those teams. So definitely you guys need to watch. If you're a basketball fan, you've got to watch tomorrow, and we'll see. I don't know if I'll be watching it with Blue, or if I'll be watching it on big screen. Not sure yet. We'll see.
It depends on where you watch it. Who's going to win. Because I'm going to be in there. Hey, when I have my drinks on for you.
Yeah, well.
See how big of a fan you are.
Well,
and talk about big fans, Andrew. I was rooting for England for you, just so you know. The other day I watched him play.
The other thing.
Go ahead.
The other big event tomorrow, WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So if you're for the folks that are big
Wrestling
WWE fans, WrestleMania is tomorrow. I know that lots of people really enjoy WrestleMania, but so for you folks that watch wrestling, it is wrestling. Big event tomorrow. So that will be on tomorrow night. If we do big screen tomorrow, I'm thinking it's going to be a multi-screen. It's going to have.
Yeah, but I wouldn't announce
wrestling,
you're going to be doing
Man.
that in there. Yeah, because otherwise you know, because we have Tough Man tonight also.
Yeah,
tonight and tomorrow. So we'll be hopefully doing big screen Tough Man tonight, which is the funniest you can ever watch. What else?
And we enjoy.
There's no UFC.
Yeah, no UFC this weekend. No. And one of the reasons why we like Tough Man. Now this is basically anybody can sign up for this. I mean, this is you just you think you're tough, you go and you sign up, you pay your money, and you get to go and do it. And when we watch it with a bunch of friends, it is funny because some of the fights, I mean, these guys think they're tough, but swinging your arms, fighting is not easy. I mean, you get tired quick, and some of them get real wore out. Plus, the ring girls are kind of funny too. So, that's all. They don't look like that. Let me just say, the women don't look like that. So, Tough Man on tonight and tomorrow. So, folks maybe want to check that out. And that's only available. Certain IPTVs will have it, or you can, or you're going to pay. You can pay for their subscription. You can pay for that. So that's on tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, it's really just about it, bro.
Okay.
I don't think we're gonna do much of an after show tonight. I don't even think we will, because I really wanted to jump in and get ready and watch a Tough Man.
You and Beach.
Oh, it's so funny. It is so funny, and I'm so happy to be able to watch it alongside with him in big screen. I do have to let everyone out there know. Yeah, they got me hooked in there. I'm slowly getting a little bit better at golf, but I'm still not up on their level yet. But
didn't you beat Beach?
Well, I didn't. Well, a couple of holes that they kept swinging at last night, and I got eagles. And you remember that one hole with the was it the one with the where it bounces over? You have to hit that one bounce to the right, and then it bounces in there, and you get the hole in. I think that was.
There's so many holes that do that.
And,
this is the game that we talk about that we tend to we tend to play. This is the albatross. This is the hole I hate more than any other hole, because you have to hit it up the ramp, and then it has to sky up there, and then come back down. And I can't do it. I'll max out my swings on that. So. It's the worst hole. It is the absolute worst. So that's what we play on a regular, and it's fun. Rojas loves it. Join our Oculus group. The link is down there below. You guys, it's real fun. It's fun times. Cute game. It's a cute, fun game. It's you don't have to be a gamer to play it for sure. And it's fun. I don't know if I'd like it by myself. I think. The fun of playing it with other people, and seeing other people do poorly when and they do poorly and you do well, or even when I do poorly, I enjoy it. It's funny. I start laughing at myself because I'm like, I can't believe I just did that. So you guys check us out on that. All right. Anything else?
No, I think that's about it. That's it for this week. I know as soon as we we close the show, I'm gonna be like, oh, we didn't say
Yeah,
this
well,
or that, and
yeah. Well, whatever we didn't do, we'll bring it
yeah,
up
we could
next
do
week.
next week. Yeah,
I made it an hour and a
you
half.
made it.
So
Yeah, because the
made it an
only
hour
other
and a
thing I
half.
think there was that Star Trek issue. If you wanted to, show everyone that, but
Well, we got some time before that
Okay.
comes out.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
we got a ways, and
Mhm.
because that's not airing right away. So
Right.
hopefully, and on the Odyssey. So one of the things with Odyssey, most of my videos transferred over from YouTube, as Chuck says, from YouTube to Odyssey. The other thing to keep in mind on Odyssey, there's 3 different groups. It's like 3 different channels that's under my name. One is just about add-ons. One is player pass and streaming matters. It's the stuff that's transferred from YouTube over to Odyssey. So that's going to be in that folder. And then I have an IPTV folder. So when you look at the content I have, you're going to see there's 3 different folders or channels. And then in amongst each channel, I try to keep items that are that are focused on that particular. So if you want IPTV stuff, it's only going to be in that one channels folder. So Son Awad, that's Ezzerman repo is closed down. He's closed down for the foreseeable future. No idea if it's going to come back or if or when it's going to come back. So it's just where that stands there. So, okay. So we've got that. Massive thanks to everyone. Sorry we weren't as fun as we've been.
Normal.
Yeah. I'm just dealing with a headache, so I'm gonna chill for a little bit and take some more Tylenol. Thank you, Alban, for all you've done to
No problem, brother.
to get this channel going and helping me each week with getting some information and tech stuff that we can talk about on the show.
Yeah.
We've got the movie for next week is Bombardment, which is on Netflix, or if you look it up, it's in the Eyes of something.
Eyes,
the shadow,
the shadow in my eye. It's a war flick, but it was a true story too. So, most war.
A little bit of it's a drama. So
yeah,
buckle up for the dramas. Thanks for everyone joining us. Join us on Telegram. Hit us up, thumbs up, all that good shit, and we'll see you guys here, or we'll see you on Telegram.